Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Roxas, and today I'll be sharing my Game35 team selection. With one double game week out of the way, comes a new double game week in 35 with Chelsea and Spurs having 2 fixtures each. In this video, I'll be emphasizing more on my transfers as there are a lot of injuries to attend. I'll be showing you guys what I intend to do with my team as I look to plan my transfers towards the eventual double game 37 where I'll be using my bench boost. As usual, feel free to like and subscribe if you found the video enjoyable. Alright, let's start the team selection video. First, I just want to quickly discuss about how I performed for Game 34. It was a great week for the free hit with a lot of differentials, scoring points and highly owned players underperforming and getting injuries. It definitely was a 50-50 week. Those who weren't prepared would have like around 70 to 90 points, and the more prepared managers and the free hitters would be at around 100 plus points. I have finished the game week with 133 points, point total I would have never imagined to get if not for players like Mateta and Ben White getting hauls. Who would have thought Ben White would be getting attacking returns when he usually doesn't do so? I mean, like he does, but like it doesn't really happen often. Mateta as well, 4 goals and an assist in the double, totaling 29 points. He wasn't supposed to be a part of my team as I preferred Cunha over him, but the injury news on Cunha played a big factor in me choosing Mateta, so I got really lucky there. I chose Olise as a differential, keeping in mind the difference in quality that he makes when he is a part of the Crystal Palace squad. It paid off as he got a goal and an assist over the double. Havertz scoring a brace against his former team was a surprise too. I guess having him as the center forward for that game really made a big difference. I got my goalkeepers wrong this time. I chose Jose Sa, who got 6 points, over Pickford, who got 18 points in my bench. I'm fine with that, as I believe in my thinking process from back then. Um, what I had in mind was that I shouldn't expect clean sheets from them, but I should try to start the players that would get more save points. In the end, they both got quite a lot of saves. Pickford, however, winning through the double clean sheet. Liverpool losing against Everton was a surprise, of course. And yes, I was a victim of the wrong captaincy as well. Salah blanking over the 2 games definitely wasn't a part of the plan. I'm not going to complain about it, as the rest of my team have overcompensated for Salah by a lot, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I've concluded the game week with 133 points and a green arrow from 120k to 465k. The free hit alone nearly helped my rank. Right now, the City versus Brighton game hasn't commenced yet, so I'll probably have an overall rank of around like 500k after that game is over. But it's a huge improvement from my bad rank from before. Now, I'd like to show how my team currently looks like ahead of game 35. I have 5 players injured, 1 free transfer, with 1.8 million in the bank. Palmer's out due to an illness, so that should normally be a quick recovery, I think. Gusto's got a knee problem, which usually takes longer to recover from, depending on how severe it is. According to Pep, Holland doesn't have a big injury, but he won't be playing in the game against Brighton. That should provide an extended rest period for him, so he could be back for the first game. Udogie's out of for the season after he got surgery, and Bradley had a stretched ligament. But then, now that Trent is back, I don't see Bradley starting any more games, even when he's available again. To summarize, Palmer and Holland could be back for this week, and Gusto is a doubt, and Udogie and Bradley are basically out. Looking at my current starting lineup, I could see 10 of my players available to play with just Gusto as the exception. That means that I just need 1 transfer to make for this week to deploy full 11. Their priority transfer outs are Udogie and Bradley. Udogie is out for the season, and Bradley losing out his place to Trent. Now, let's go over to the next section to discuss my transfer targets for this week. So this time, I've divided my transfer targets into 2 separate parts. The first part is for safe transfers, while the second part involves risky transfers. Now here in the first part, it mainly entails getting rid of Udogie for double game week defender. This is what I'm leaning towards doing as it makes the most sense to do so. You wouldn't want an injured player taking your bench spot. You'll never know when you'll need your bench points. Anyways, these are the defenders I have shortlisted for this week. First is Dan Burn. He has the most favorable run of fixtures, going up against Sheffield in 35, Burnley in 36, and then the double against Brighton and United. He's always starting games, and he's only priced at 4.5 million, so it's quite cheap. That would allow me to get more funds in the bank for the transfers, if I do make the transfer. He doesn't really have that great of an attacking threat, and Newcastle occasionally gets clean sheets. He's quite dangerous during set pieces, so that's a plus. Other than that, he's a decent pick for the coming weeks. And next is Guardiola. I've seen him improve a lot over the last few games, taking a lot more shots and making riskier forward passes. He scored in the Champions League against Real Madrid and even had a goal and an assist against Luton. I think he has potential for even more attacking returns. The only problem is that he is prone to rotation. Man City doesn't have any more defenders out injured, so Pep has a lot to pick from. I believe that Guardiola should be able to start 3 of these next 4 games. He's been playing well, and I don't think Pep would want to bench an informed player over the last few games of the season as he looks to win the title again. Porro is the last defender here. He's actually injured at the moment, but if he does come back for Game 35, I think he could be a good pick. He plays in an advanced role as a defender, so he definitely has the potential to gain attacking returns. However, Spurs haven't been the best defensively, so the point of bringing him in would really be for clean sheets, but for potential attacking returns instead. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool as his next 3. It looks rough on paper. He's basically a very high risk, high reward player. Now in the second part of the transfer targets, this is where I'm showing my more risky transfer options. If I know that Gusto is going to be available for this week, that would mean that I will have 3 defenders available, and that would allow me to postpone my defender transfer and make a more aggressive transfer in one of these players instead. First up is Anthony Gordon. He has returned in every home game except for one this season. That is actually an insane output from a player people didn't even consider earlier on in the season. His next game is against Sheffield at home, which I think has a haul potential for him. He doubles in 37 as well, with the Brighton game being played at home, so there's a lot to look forward to if I get him. Salah would be the player to make way for my team if I make this transfer. People might think that it's too risky, as Salah is very highly owned, while Salah has been very disappointing recently, and I think that at this point in the season, it's better to play a bit riskier if you want to gain rank. Salah doesn't double in 37, while Gordon does. I wouldn't be surprised if Gordon outscores Salah over the final run of games. So yeah, I think this transfer could work out. Next up is Joao Pedro. He's a bit of a riskier pick. The only reason I've shortlisted him is because he doubles in 37. The problem is that he's not guaranteed to start every game. Well, there's good news right now that Evan Ferguson is out for the season, which leaves Welbeck as the only competition for him in the center forward position. Both Pedro and Welbeck have started games together where Pedro was deployed as an attacking midfielder, so that could work out. So he should be able to start most of the games this season. He's on penalties as well, so that's a +2. I'll have to watch the game against City to monitor his involvement and his minutes in the game, as the next game against, who was it? Against Bournemouth. It just comes like just 2 days after the City game, so there's just little to no rest. And the last player on the list is Bruno Fernandes. He's in really good form, 6 goals and an assist in the last 4 games. His upcoming game looks pretty good too, against Burnley, and then he has Palace, and then the double in 37 against Arsenal and Newcastle, which are both at home. United are looking to gain as many points as possible to end the season as high as they can. These run of games could be where they flourish, and Bruno, being on penalties, set pieces, and plays very advanced, should have a high chance to return over the last period of games. And that wraps up this week's team selection video. Good luck to everyone for Game 35. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to be updated on my latest uploads. I'll be uploading every week, so stay tuned. Leave a comment if you'd like, and thanks for watching the video.